Hello, all you saucy little saplings, and welcome back to another lying, cheating, restarting episode. Hang on a second. Who swapped my script? Damn it. I'll get my own back, don't you worry. Anyway, enough of that. Welcome back to another episode of the new Schism Disciples 2 Alternative Mod playthrough. No, you have not missed an episode, don't you worry. I'm going to explain it all in just a moment. But first of all, a small announcement, well, small to medium-sized announcement. I don't really get to decide how big my announcements are. I've put a link in the description to this video, and I'll also update the descriptions in the previous videos to include a Dropbox link to actually access the mod, translated mod for this. I think it's just about good enough to get it into other people's hands and get a little bit of feedback or do a little bit of bug discovery type of thing. Please feel free to take a look. If you need any advice in terms of how to get that going, just give me a shout. It should just be a case of download, unzip, and enjoy. Anyway, just by executing the usual exe within the unzipped file. Anyway, see how you get on. Hopefully, it should be fairly straightforward. Next bit I just want to mention is a Disciples 2 English tournament broadcast, which was done by Nikush recently. I will put a link to the VOD for that also in the description of this video. It was great fun watching that, particularly in English, so I could enjoy a little bit more. All the text and everything's in Russian, but you can get a fairly good idea of what's going on by the two very competent commentators who were taking part in that tournament broadcast, which was great fun. And finally, as you can see, there's been a bit of a restart going on here. So the reason it's taken so long for me to get this video up is, assuming I do, is because I've kind of come up against something of a barrier in terms of progression with the previous playthrough. Essentially, I was just taking too long, and didn't quite appreciate the increase in difficulty that the mod brings, which was highlighted by the creator Honest recently within the I think either the first or the second episode's comments. So that's been something of a revelation to me. So I also have to backtrack on taking the piss out of George Lucas or whatever his name was, saying that I need to cheese heal, because that's definitely a thing. Yeah, we need to bring I need to bring up my standard up to tournament type play here, which is essentially getting as much out of every single fight as possible, even if it involves cheesing. So prepare yourselves for copious amounts of that. I've restarted. I've managed to get to this point within 17 turns. It took us a lot longer to get there last time. And you'll also see that a lot of the map has now been discovered. Essentially just using summoned Ents as a nice, easy way of uncovering most of the map. In terms of what we've got going on here, I've gone with the Wild Elves this time. We have allied ourselves with Elistriol. There she is. And which also means that it kind of cut us off in terms of becoming friendly with this village, as that was owned by the Noble Elves. However, I believe the Wild Elves were allied or had captured this city of Lestora, which unfortunately has fallen into the foul clutches of the undead. In terms of the undead, we've got a couple of fairly hefty hit squads travelling around the map at the moment. So that's a thing, and they also hold this fairly fortified little city down here. So this is all interesting and fun stuff to tackle, hopefully in this episode, who knows. So let's have a quick skim through the roster. I've got the ranger leader again. I might swap him out for a warrior leader at some point, just because I would quite like to explore the the ranged unit kind of like tech tree, but also at the same time I can just put this guy in the front line once he gets a bit more tanky. We could go down more of a tanky route with him. In terms of the level up perk I've given him. He's level 2. I think I went with this with something similar as to what I had before, which was increasing accuracy and crit on his attacks, which is good fun. Who else do we have? We have Elestriel with some noobs. Just got to the point of leveling her up. And we've got a Rod Planter. All fairly standard stuff. And a bunch of thieves. I've been doing a lot of thief exploitation with counterfeit orders. That's not counterfeit order. It's not exploitation if it's like built into the game, is it, surely? Anywho, I think in usual form I've left it so I basically have to start the episode by ending my turn, unfortunately, so we'll do that. You can get a good idea of what's going on with the undead. They are edging closer to the burial site. I don't know whether that will invoke a fail state for the mission. It's quite possible. I'm not entirely sure myself. But as for now, there is still the mystery of the graveyard with the altar of let the call of one awaken the rest. I have a theory around this one in terms of what to do. I've not looked into it too much. I've kind of been using all these dudes just as a little bit of XP fodder for Elestriel more than anything. I don't like those double ghosts. I think I might go for these ones. These look suitably noob-like. So let's see what we can do here. So the general gist is, if we can cheese some additional healing out of every fight, that's generally the route to go down, I'm finding. Just to keep our units in the fray, keep them going, and essentially try and get to a power level, or try and keep one step ahead of the power level of the enemy units. That's what I'm finding. So there's a really big difficulty curve to navigate with this, which is nice because disciples needed it. Let's face it, it was slipping into the point where in some cases it was unlosable. I don't like all this damage that she's taking, so I'm gonna have to heal you. Despite these guys being centaurs, they are quite slow, unfortunately, so we can't get them to take out the warriors beforehand. Question is now, can I do an absolute shit ton of cheesy healing? I think it's probably unlikely. And I think it's potentially less of an issue with it being... Wow. There we go. Potentially less of an issue with it being Elestriel, our kind of like secondary party. Would be good, of course, to keep her going. But we get a bonus heal, I suppose. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, still quite far off some promotions, but that's fine. The downside is that we don't automatically take this city. I think at some point I did actually take this one. I should also point out that I've uncovered a number of events in this map just by virtue of scouting it with that summoned unit. I'm not going to go through all those simply because I'd like you to experience it for yourself. So get yourself downloading the English version and see how you get on. Okay, so I think I'm going to continue with my... There you go. With my counterfeit orders. It seems to be going suspiciously well. Let's push the Master Thug onto the back. Do we like that? I think it could be worse. And you'll see also with the main party, I've gone with the Centaur at arms. Just because of that extra tankiness. This guy is just basically defending. And we're just healing through that, which seems to be the thing to do if we want to keep ourselves relatively ready to go at any point. Let's hopefully give you an example. So we've got the mage to do damage. We've got our leader to do damage. Just get rid of that archer. And then it's usually just a case of this guy defending while we just chip away, basically. So leader can usually go after the back line. We don't really want to allow the Master Thug to attack, simply because of that poison just cutting through the Centaur at Arms armour. Seems to be going all right. Master Thug should be going down before the Spearman, which is exactly what we want. It's definitely going to happen with all this missing going on. I can probably get the Centaur to attack a couple of times. And then that should do it. So yes, lots of counterfeit orders, just to push things into a favourable position for us. And it seems to be the case of just trying to get as much done in each turn as possible. Let's move you around there. A water elemental. I have not encountered these yet. I'm going to do counterfeit orders. They're both on the front line, I notice. So maybe this is better. I don't know. But we will find out. Okay, I have this one up here, so I can counterfeit orders this army. That's not what I was looking for, but thank you. I think I did assassinate instead, and it succeeded, to be fair. Okay, I guess I could finish off that air elemental at some point. I did not mean to do that. Okay, we need to get some couple of units for the rod planter. I'd like to get him some bodyguards, ideally. What have we got down here? It's in this ruin. Oh, we've got to go through you first. Let's get some counterfeit orders on these. Okay. I think I've upgraded everything I needed to. So it's simply a case of just, apart from the ranged units, so I think it's just a case of churning out thief after thief just to give us this utility of making these fights easier. You'll also notice that I've left this neutral party here as something of a blocker, so the undead can't just burst through there. So this leaves us just one single point to defend, which is quite nice. Alrighty, I think that'll do. I would like to try and take the city, but this is way too heavily defended, unfortunately. Okay, presumably they're going back to get healed. Okay. The undead gets resurrected, as expected. So yeah, I would quite like a forward position to like heal up and recruit thieves from. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, can you do the job? Yeah, I'll take that. Let's just finish these ones off. It's really just a case of trying to get these guys leveled up. As we've got quite a, well, as you see, we've got quite a big task on our hands, getting rid of the undead. I think we can probably just attack with him. You are not needed, because I don't think they should be doing any damage above what we can heal. It's like 2 damage above, which is fine, particularly if we get a bonus heal at the end, which we can probably just cheese out. I should probably have a quick look just to see how far we are off experience-wise. Still got a couple of hundred to go. Fair enough. So it's not going to be anything soon. But hopefully not that far off. Or achievable at the very least. Okay, 5 movement points left. Can't quite get to the altar. And we've got some sentry type units here. Don't know what's going on in there. We'd have to get a spy into the undead army. It should be fairly easy to do. We'll probably do that next turn. We can have a good old look at the undead ranks. Oh, the spearmen aren't looking too great. If it wasn't for that ghost on the back line, we'd be alright with just grinding that out. Still not seeing what this ghoul does. I also need to rename that because we've got these ghouls as well. So any ideas of what we can call this guy is welcome, of course. Right. I think it's going to be a case of sending her back for some healing. Unless we have any healing spells, we don't really need the end spell anymore. Pack speed, blah blah blah. Is there healing here? No. Why did I think we had a healing spell? Maybe it's at like tier 3 or 4. I don't know.
What do you need?
Okay, I think we're probably... Oh, there's you. Oh, there's you as well. Alright, I want to see what's in here actually. Which is a couple of wyverns and a cultist. Doesn't seem that tricky. I do still need to go back and re-plunder those ruins. That's something I kind of sped past just to essentially secure ourselves in this map, which I think we've done relatively well. So we shouldn't be seeing any. I've just been informed that reinforcements have arrived from the wastelands in the south to join the undead. These are violent creatures, master. Caution is strongly advised. So I think we got this message before, but we didn't really know what that meant in terms of who had turned up and their level of power. But if I can do this, that should be exactly what we need to have a good old gander. So we've got a rod planter with 2 Templars and a witch. I think we've got enough power to take her down. This is obviously more of a concern. We'd have to probably get some pretty good counterfeit orders on that one. What else do we have going on? Okay, standard, that kind of stuff. A couple of werewolves, interesting. So we've got Dragon of Doom. Okay, that's fine. Triple werewolf. All the vampirism there, because I believe the werewolves have that now. Okay, that's a bunch of noobs. Okay, this is all they can find. For some reason he only has 2 units. Whatever floats your boat. Viceroy. That's fine. What do we have over here? These are the ones that we're going to have to go after first. So all he really has is a Templar. There's a werewolf there. And a werewolf there. Okay, nothing of major concern. So I can probably relax a little and just take our time with these neutral units for now. You might as well counterfeit orders on one of these then. What have we got in terms of the sentry units? Skeleton, ghost and a wyvern. Cultists. That would be quite good to get the cultists on the front line, I think. So let's give that a try and fail. I kind of want to see what this water elemental is all about. And it doesn't open up any path for the undead, so this still feels relatively safe. Let's give it a go. Okay, there he is. And quite watery, as one would expect. Strong elemental magic often awakens water elementals. They are fast and energetic, like a sea wave. Okay, so we're going with adjacent units, plus also one behind, which is pretty nasty. It's like a spear type attack, so that's obviously going to go for these two. Because it's just 2 adjacent units. So I'm tempted to kill this one first. Because we can... Oh, hello. He gets times 2 swords. That's a new one. Alright. So Centaur definitely has to defend against that. So yeah, some of these fights are going to be quite boring, and I'm now appreciating why a lot of the pro disciples who plays, especially the ones like playing with mods, which is most of them, if not all of them, play it on a higher speed. It makes a lot more sense to me now, just because of the adjustments you have to make to your playstyle. I potentially would have been a bit more cavalier with my playthrough of this mission if it was vanilla Disciples. But because of the difficulty increase, obviously that needs to be adjusted. So I play a lot more defensively, and I thought I played quite defensively as it was. Or maybe it's just because I play on a really low speed compared to everyone else. Who knows? Okay, that should be an extra heal for us. There we go. Keep him at 100%. 51 XP, not bad. Okay, looks like we can get ourselves a little bit of a shortcut round here. Oh, with a swamp wisp. Isn't that just a fart? Is my question. Can we get that student on the front line, thug on the back? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Probably not going to work that way. Let's push the student on the front. Don't think that really helps us. The thug's fairly easy to take care of anyway. I'm not too sure if I'm that bothered. Let's give it a go. Let's put them back to how it was, wasn't it? That's not counterfeit orders at all. That's normal orders. There we go. I knew you could do it. Wonderful. Alright, let's bring you over. I think we're going to need quite a few thieves to help us with that undead horde. Alright, what do we want for you? Well, as he has no more summons, it is not part of his repertoire. Reduces enemy unit initiative. Okay, fair enough. We may have to just... I might just go with 2 centaurs. That'd be just crazy. Or maybe a seedling. Seedling would be fun, I think. Because then we can weaken them with him, and then this guy heals and also gives armor. So that really plays into the whole longevity thing. Right, what's next? Yeah, unfortunately, you're still not quite ready. If there was an easier fight to be had here, I would go for it. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'll leave her there, and we can just wait until she gets healed up. We've got all the mana we want. I'm not really bothered about the death mana. I could probably take it just to steal it from the enemy, but I'm not overly concerned. Okay, one of the big boys is going out. Not entirely sure what to expect from that leader of the pack. I don't even know what kind of unit it is. It's obviously undead. It's like an undead wolf or something like that. Anywho, what do we have here? A potion of free will. Becomes immune to paralysis for a day. That is pretty good. An elixir of luck permanently increases accuracy by 10%. An elixir of weapon defense. And vulnerable to the first attack with the weapon source. Splendid. Okay. Elixir of luck, I think. Going in with him. Accuracy is up to 93%. Could really do with some nice banners or artifacts. Be pretty good. I don't like the way these guys are just waiting here. I'm slightly tempted to go down this route. Simply because it seems like a nice choke point, and if they're going to start coming around here instead, that might be easier for us to defend right instead of this bit here. I don't know actually.
Must we stand around all day?
I mean, it's not like we've got a lot to go up against here. I think we could probably handle most of that. So let's take care of this army. Let's go for it. Might regret this, but we'll see. So what's going on with this dude? This Russell Crowe type character. A Titan strike causes irreparable damage. No creature is able to fight at full strength after receiving damage. I appreciate his strike didn't actually trigger a sound. I still need to work on that. So don't expect any a bit of sound funkiness in the mod if you give it a try. Okay, let's get rid of you. Definitely don't want any AoE damage. I will get him to defend just because this guy's doing 65 damage. Oh, he also weakens as well. This is nice. It's a pretty good improvement over the old Titan there. I wonder if this is an actual promoted version of a Titan. It seems to be. Health and damage is definitely an improvement, plus also the extra weakening effect, so seems to be the case. Is it just single target as well? Yeah, it's just adjacent units. Okay, let's wear him down a bit. Yeah, it is a bit weird, the silence when he's doing his pounding. So I'll get that sorted at some point. It's been a while since I've actually gone back and done a big round of updates on the translation. In case you are wondering in terms of what I am doing, I'm actually in the process of translating another custom saga which was created by Honest, called what was it called? Black Kite of the Empire or something like that. Which you'll be pleased to know is going through some of the exploits of our lovely friend Hubert Delely. So I am in the process of translating that kind of custom saga, which is great fun. Seeing a lot of interesting stuff going on there in terms of some of the event triggers and what else can go on. I have to say that Honest is very inventive with their custom campaign. It's like branching kind of storylines. It's very interesting. So yeah, that's underway at the moment, and then I'll probably add that into the batch that up with the mod, as it were, or the translation when that's ready. Okay, floodgates are opened.
You found me.
I think I probably need to draw back the thieves, otherwise they are very much dead. And we'll see how the undead react to this. I think with my newfound cheesing strats, I should be able to fend off most of them, if not all, with hopefully minimal casualties. Let's get Elestriel some experience. Oh dear. May have bitten off a bit more than I can chew here. It'd be a lot better if I can kill this skeleton. There we go. It'd also be a lot better if you missed in terms of the paralysis on Elestriel, but we should be okay. I think we can just about out damage these guys, especially with the healing at our disposal. Oh, that's a nice miss. Okay, heal him. And then I hate to say it, but if we can kill one of these guys and keep one of them alive, I might go in for some heavy cheesing, I'm afraid. So if I start healing him, we could get a little bit more healing going on here. And I hate to do it, but this is what I should really have the speed increased for. So I can only apologise for this. If this becomes a regular thing, I will of course increase the speed. In fact, I could probably do that now without hopefully crashing the game. Where is it? Game speed. I'm at 1.1. Let's go up to 1.5. Okay, let's just get everyone defending. Okay, it's a little bit faster. I might just keep it at this speed. I don't know, because it feels like this is going to be a regular thing. And it's never sat quite right with me, the fact that you can do this, but everyone does it. I mean, have a look in the tournament that I've linked in the description. There's some really new and fascinating strategies in there. A lot of deliberate experience funneling, which is really good, utilizing like the retreat function on all the units apart from the one that you want to funnel all the experience into. I'd never really entertained that potential strategy, and it's used to great effect there. Okay, I think I'd say one more heal. No, let's do two more heals. Let's get him healed up. One more heal for this guy. Maybe 2. No, just zap him. You get another heal, and then the regen from the next turn should be enough, I think. Okay, let's keep it at this speed, and we'll see how I feel. It takes quite a while for me to just process things, I think. I'm getting old, what can I say? So I like to kind of really process what the enemy are up to and things like this, but I think I'll be alright. I'll get used to it. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's see what the undead are up to. Let's see if they take the bait, as it were. Throw planters out for the lads. It's presumably because we've left a route open to them now. They seem to be ignoring the main army. Okay, there's someone back in. Great stuff. Why they only sent 1, I don't know. I suspect it's because they've sent this guy in. Excuse me. And then he has, in effect, potentially blocked the way for all these other ones. So it's kind of worked out potentially in our favour, as they've only sent 1 to us. Question is, do I now take advantage and counterfeit some orders? That's quite nice. Templar on the back, brought the ghost on the front. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to push my luck any further. We know exactly what's going on with these guys. Templar is relatively unchanged. In fact, almost completely unchanged, I think. So I do not like the look of that ghost. Get rid of you. Just do that. I think this guy has Drain Life Overflow now. Yeah. So he's next on the list. Damage is 40 divided by number... Oh, this is new. So he's obviously done 40 divided by... Would it be 4? Would it still be 4 if he missed this guy? I think it is. Because he's done 14 damage to the leader. 15 damage to her. That's really clever. Oh, he does an area effect. Okay, so this is a new thing. When it says area in terms of the effect, it's a 2 by 2 square, essentially. Yeah, I think. Honest may be able to prove me wrong there, but I suspect that's what's happening. I think we have to get rid of this guy as soon as possible, really. Let's keep you healed. Oof. So what he's essentially doing is 10 damage to each unit. Or in this case, it would be divided by 3, presumably. That's a really interesting way of actually presenting this. Instead of 10 damage to all units. And see why that's had to be reworded. Okay, he's down. This is good. I might get this guy to defend just for a little bit while we heal the back line now. And continue our damage. That's absolutely fine. It's of little threat to us. Might as well do some damage to you, otherwise we're just going to waste a lot of damage on that warrior. Okay, keep defending. This sounds like new music. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying that. It's very keeping with the undead, strangely enough. In fact, it's in keeping with the undead from Disciples 3, from what I remember. A Frost Talisman. I should have probably had a look to see what that does. Long-lasting frostbite on an enemy unit dealing 30 points of water damage. So we can't actually use any of these orbs and talismans and stuff. It's making it a lot more tempting to actually get the ability to use them. Okay, I think I bring him back to guard the thief for now. Let's bring all these undead hordes in. I don't know what I was clicking on there, sorry.
Make it quick.
Let's wipe these out and then push towards Listora. See if we can take that. That will be a pretty big boon, I think. Then I'm tempted to get an actual second army just to keep that place defended well. Ugh, this is a slog, isn't it? I really don't want to get back into the old skipping of turns as well. Sorry, not skipping of turns. Like editing of videos, shall we say. The animations do look a lot smoother with this increased speed, I've got to say. It's quite nice. Okay, if the ghost misses and we get to kill the ghost first, then fair enough, it's fair game in terms of doing a bit of cheesy healing. But we may not get the opportunity. I think that's the only way it's going to work out. Oh, there we go. Ask and you shall receive. Although it looks like her attack's going to kill everyone everywhere anyway. Now, what I don't think is going to happen is the if the experience from Alestriel is going to carry over into the future missions, because it feels like Alestriel's here to stay now, presumably. Okay, that's going to need a few turns to fully heal. Let's just bung her in the middle. Do we go after the air elemental with you? It could be fun. And he does have a double heal. So he might be the perfect counter to air elementals, other than an area of effect healer. I'm going to give this a try. Just because I want to give a go at kind of like getting a decent... Well, basically trying to keep our rod planters alive. In that case, you should probably just heal yourself, really. So I don't want to see rod planters as disposable, if that makes any sense. 21 XP, why not? And it clears up that little piece of garbage over there. We still need to take down Gentle's Rock and Beast Rookery. Maybe the chief, well, I'm going to call him the chief because that's his name now. Maybe he can do it. Don't know. We'll find out. Okay, keeping the thieves back here just on hand in case we need them. I might bring it kind of like further back from here. Something like that. I think that's keeping them out of harm's way. I'll bring it back a little bit more. And we'll see what the undead do now that they have a lot more manoeuvring room. Although I've said that, and I think we might have still blocked the path because of that skeleton doodad. Okay, not quite. They're still lingering. They don't seem to have the confidence of just storming in yet, which is fine. I'll keep picking them off. It's going to throw me this bone. That's not bad. I'll take it. There's a lot of AoE damage though, unfortunately. So we might have to keep that warrior alive and heal up at the end of this battle. Okay. Who are we starting with? I'd probably like to get rid of you, if possible. It was possible. Oh, they trumped it anyway. They just used a healing potion on an adept for some reason. Right, see ya. Okay, time to get all this healed. Right, so if you get rid of the one at the back. Let's put the centaur. No. Of course he doesn't go first. That would be way too convenient. But we're in a decent position now to just heal up whilst keeping this warrior alive. So one thing I don't quite know is how this works with races which don't have access to healers, basically. How does one keep the pace up for those kind of armies? The reason I say that is because the tournament that I mentioned before, the one that I watched, featured the Empire versus the Elves. So they both had healers. Maybe it's just not a thing. Maybe you don't get any pro Disciples players playing anything else other than Empire or Elves. Don't know. But that is something to bear in mind. Okay, one more heal. And then a bonus one, and we're done. Okay. Lovely. Level up for you to 44 healing, which is nice. Channel is on the cusp of leveling up. This is all good. Healing power. Scroll of Stream of Life increases the healing power. Okay. Restoration, blah blah blah. Scroll of Prayer restores 20 HP. That seems different to me. I remember that healing 30 for a tier 2 spell, an Elven Scroll. Okay, that's a thing. I'm not going to say what it is. You're going to have to play the mod to find out. Or maybe we'll just randomly reveal it at some point. So, let's bring you back here. You're out of movement points. You need a couple of turns of healing, if anything. Right, so that's probably going to be a bit too much damage for him to keep up with. As is that, especially with the air elemental at the back there. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'd quite like for him to maybe come down and help out with the undead down here. That's something we need to take care of as well. But for now, let's see if we can tempt another undead group forward. It feels like it's going to be a lot of this. I mean, I kind of want to say it's well, I'm not finding it boring. I'm hoping it's at least fairly interesting to watch. Oh, here we go. We've got one away. That's a huge, massive group of undead now. None of them particularly scary. That one's one of concern, as is this one. The rest. Oh wow, she's got like 4 units now, with 0 battles won, as you do. Okay. Okay, so we remove that one. Is that going to leave us with enough movement points though? Probably not. Which means I should go for this one and then probably just block the way, ideally. So I bring the thief up to somewhere like here. Because I want to do the... Can you go around? I kind of just want you to get it from this angle. Can I do a control click? Yeah, there we go. Just want to leave enough room for... Oh, that's rubbish. For the main party to get over.
You found me.
Let's have another go. I think that's going to be enough room, isn't it? Can you now get in from the bottom? That's still absolutely terrible. Okay. I still think we'd be fine. It's just annoying. Right, let's go for it. Might just have to do the ye old cheesy healing. Initiative of 40. He gets 45, so we might be able to take down the leader with a double hit from these guys. There she goes. Splendid. You're going to have to defend. Now we're going to have to deal with that AoE damage. We should be fine. Yeah, this guy has vampirism now. An additional stat in itself there, which is nice. Okay, who is it? It's you. You've got a weapon attack type. This guy's only warded against weapons, so it's something of a debuff. Taking with one hand, giving with another for the werewolf. I think overall it's quite a good improvement, having vampirism. But we're going to have to play as the undead to find out. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of you. Okay, keep defending. Let's heal him up, and then I think we should be in the right. Yeah, he's warded against that. Comes up a shield. I don't mind that. I'm going to have one more round of healing, I think. And then see if we can get a bonus heal. Nah, it's not happening. Okay, one more heal. Sorry to draw it out. There he goes. Should get a channeler upgrade. Do up to 33 damage. Right.
You found me. Liaga?
Squeeze you in there. And I think we've probably left this fairly well guarded so the rod planter can't actually sneak past. So this is good. You still need some more healing. Let's bring you over. So my theory is, based on the text on this, of let the call of one awaken the rest. I suspect that if we leave at least one of these units alive, it's going to reawaken the other ones. So we have to kill all 5 in one turn. Which means we'll have to bring our main army back. We'll probably have to do a little bit of potentially hasting, or in the case of the elves, speed. I think that's going to be a thing. So if you sit them next to one unit, attack them immediately, they will have half the movement points left to attack the others. Then I think we just need to wipe them all out in one turn, which I think should be doable. We'll have the main party on these more powerful units like this one, or what I'm assuming is that one. And then we can maybe get the rod planter to kill these. It's going to be tricky. We will find out though. Okay, I think we're done for now. Are the undead going to be paralysed with them not being able to move anywhere? No, they kill some marsh dwellers. They are just moving around in one giant ball, which is slightly unusual AI behaviour, I think. I could be wrong. Okay, that's easy. Let's see if we can get the... I mean, I'm saying get the rod planter onto the front line. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference in terms of the damage we have at our disposal, so I'm tempted to just go for it. I'm sure we'll be fine. And then, how much is she doing now? ×2 defense from weapons and minor thirst. Ooh, she doesn't paralyze anymore. I think this must be our first encounter with an undead rod planter. So your ghost is essentially your rod planter still, doing a bit of damage, but now she does ×2 defense from weapons and minor thirst, which presumably bestows vampirism on a unit. Oh my goodness. Okay, bye. Okay, let's just go about our usual business here. Oh yeah. There we go. So she's doing it to herself and the werewolf. What did that actually mean? Oh, yeah, so she's warded against weapon as a buff there. Minor thirst presumably is increasing. There we go. It's increasing his vampirism. Ooh, sneaky. How long does that last? Of course, she's shielded now. But thankfully, she does no damage, so the vampirism is fairly pointless on her. We can just keep healing through the werewolf damage. I think all is well. I don't know why I keep on doing that. Probably don't need to keep getting this guy to defend. Yeah, this guy's not doing enough. Actually, it'll do 50 damage, but thanks to the armour, that should be lessened somewhat. Can we just get rid of him? There we go. Okay, this is good. Not that far off another level for the main party, which is great. Ooh, do I push it a bit further and go after this party as well? Okay, all I really want to do is push either the Templar or the Ghoul onto the back line. I'll be happy with that. ghouls on the back, Templars on the front. That's okay. That's okay. I say that, but I don't know what's actually changed with the ghoul. Let's have a look. So 150 health, warded against death, immunity against poison. So it's a bit hit and paralysis to just adjacent units. It looks exactly the same, I think. If not some very minor changes, which I'm unaware of. Let's get rid of you. Not entirely sure who they're going to try and paralyze. Presumably the leader. Maybe the healer. Don't know. Huh, okay. Definitely healing you then. Spectre's down, and this should be plain sailing, I would think. Even if we release the ghoul from his backline shackles. He's not doing actually that much damage. It's 35 damage. Easily heal through that. Okay, stabby stabby. I wish I could use the centaur more than just getting him to defend, because I'm loving this column type of attack. It's really nifty. It makes so much sense that a spear type attack would do that. Excellent. Okay, so we've got this dude down here. And a fairly heavy entourage on the way. It feels like we've not actually got that far. Thinning out the undead numbers, I'll be honest. I think we may need another army raised to help us. But this is going to be things to consider in the next episode, I think. As I think I'll wrap things up here. Let's bring you over to aid in the graveyard shift efforts. Yes, so I think I appreciate this is going even slower than my usual pace, but hopefully it'll speed up. But now that I've cranked the speed up slightly, but I am enjoying slowly discovering what else this mod has to offer. So if you'll indulge me, we'll keep things going at this pace, or download the English translation yourself from the description and have a go. See if you can keep up with me, or I'm sure you can quite easily surpass me at this pace. Anywho, I will wrap things up here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now.